Alright, so I wanted to do kind of a quickish video game vlog because I just watched John Wolfe play something called Broken Veil, and I'm sorry I have Mr. Moo, my travel cow, so I was like, I'll put Mr. Moo in this. But, yeah, I just watched John Wolfe play Broken Veil, and it's kind of like a Little Nightmares kind of esque game, Little Nightmares esque game. And he was like, this is just like it's like exactly like Little Nightmares almost, but it's not as polished. And even though he was kind of messing up it toward the end, I could see where basically he had the complaints that he had because it is pretty much like playing Little Nightmares, except it looked a little less put together, a little less polished, a little less, it just could have been better. And I understand imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, or so goes the saying, but like you kind of have to have something a little different to offer. Like, I don't even understand why this kid, because it's like a little kid, he escapes from, I guess, what would be tantamount to an orphanage. He escapes from an orphanage and he ends up jumps on this truck and ends up in the world that is that world. And he gets beat up by some bullies that have no eyes and giant mouths, giant creepy mouths. He gets beat up by them and thrown in a cellar. And ends up in a meat processing facility, and like you have to figure out how to get out of the meat processing facility. You're going literally through a vent. That's kind of like how you went through a vent in Little Nightmares, and then you fall in front of like this monster, like this butcher, but then he turns into like a tentacle monster and he's chasing you, and like when you get out of that situation, that's where the demo ends. And it's like we did this already. We went through these scenarios in Little Nightmares. So what are you offering? And I understand Little Nightmares is like a big time studio with like big time money backing and all that good stuff. But what, even for an indie game, are you offering people that I must watch slash most play, and in my case watch? What are you offering me new that I could sink my teeth into? Because then I started thinking, I was like, well, what about that one game with the little candlestick from a couple, like I think it was last year or like a year or two ago, called Wick. And I was like, oh shit, let me go check out Wick. And I'm like, Wick is like Little Nightmares as well. It's a Little Nightmares esque game. But you're like this little candlestick, and it offered extra stuff that Broken Veil is not offering. And I understand Broken Veil is a demo, but it's just Wick and that 30-minute or whatever, how long it was, because I was watching a little bit of it, and that's why I was like, let me talk about this. But I was watching a little bit of it, and I was like, Wick starts out offering you something different. Because one, you're not a person or a child, you're this little tiny sentient candlestick. And like it starts off the dude with coughing, because I didn't watch the whole thing, I just watched the beginning. But you're starting off, you're this dude is coughing, and your light cuts on and you see the guy dead next to you. So you're just like, oh well, I better go walking somewhere. It doesn't talk, but that's how it leaves. So basically you're losing wax, which means you're getting smaller and smaller, but you have to stay in these wax puddles so you can grow and get a little bit bigger and maintain like your body. And this demonic nun is chasing you, and you have to light the area. And like you have to make little decoys, which means you dip your head down and drip wax, and then it'll make little tiny wax friends that are like decoys. That's, you're offering somebody something different. You're not just offering kind of like the same thing that we've seen and done already. So I understand Broken Veil is still just in demo form. That, they still have a ways to go. And they're also an indie studio. I understand all that. But I'm hoping that they take whatever criticisms that people have to offer, and they're taking it seriously so they can improve upon it. Because like what John Wolfe said, Yeah, it's cool to play something like this, but you should be able to take creative and artistic license to take that theme like Wick did and turn it into something like really innovative and cool. Take that theme of Little Nightmares and make it innovative and cool. Also, kind of make it make sense why this kid left the orphanage. Because, like, from what I saw John Wolfe play, like, what is happening that this kid had just absolutely had to escape the orphanage. Like, I didn't see like dead children or whatever. I mean, nobody wants to think about that, but I didn't see dead kids or like bones or whatever in the orphanage. It was just, oh, I'm going to sneak out because I'm just sick of the shit. So you have to have something to offer for somebody, like especially somebody like me who watches horror games and doesn't play them. I need something I can sink my teeth into. If I can't sink my teeth into, and it's just something like, okay, well, you're not offering me anything new, innovative, or exciting, then it's just kind of like I'll watch it, but it's just gonna be that I'll just watch it. So that is all I have. I have surgery tomorrow. I don't know when I have surgery. I gotta be at the hospital at 2:15, and I can't eat or drink anything and after midnight tonight. Such a fucking fiasco. But that is all I have for the video games, and I will see y'all when I am semi or whatever recovered. But until then, next time, later.